Welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how I was able to gold plate a few items, and after this video you can too. So let's get into it. So to start off with, you're going to need some sort of vent hood or something to circulate the fumes out. Here I got a shop vac. We're going to need our 4 chemicals, which I'll go in more detail later. A couple clips can be handy. We're going to need a battery pack. This battery pack's going to need to be able to hold 3 AA batteries, a little bit of wire, something stainless steel. I'm going to be using butter knives, some water, some rubbing alcohol for cleaning parts, some towels for cleaning parts. We're going to need some form of cotton. We have a few options here: Q-tips, some cotton swabs, some face washing cotton. If you really want to, you could probably make a tampon work, but I wouldn't recommend it. I'm going to go with these face washing pads. So before I get ahead of myself, let me do a little explaining on how gold plating works. Here we are at my whiteboard, aka my fridge. So now, normally you'd have a container, you'd have a solution in here, then you're going to have the object that you want to plate, and that's going to be on your negative. And then you would have normally a metal that you'd want to have the material coming from, and that would be on the positive. So if this was zinc, then the zinc would be transferred over. If it was a copper, then the copper would be transferred over. To explain why we end up using stainless steel in part of the video is because we don't actually want the material to transfer over, we want just the stuff that's in the solution to transfer over. Now I do want to mention that when it comes to taking the chrome off of the object, these are going to have to be reversed, so that way it pulls that material off of this and into the solution. So first we're going to hook the wires up to the battery pack. We're going to need to know which wires to connect it to. Here, in order to get all 3, I use the red and the black one, pretty simple. But we're also going to need to know which is positive and negative on the other end, which in this case, since I don't have a red and black wire, there's a stripe on one of the wires which indicates which is going to be positive. So now I can fold one up, can attach it to whatever stainless steel I'm going to be using. Again, this is going to be a butter knife. And in another case, we're going to be connecting this piece of pure zinc. If you don't know if your butter knife is stainless steel, usually it'll be written on the side of it, even if it's poor quality. So now I'm just going to attach the face washing pad by wrapping it around it and securing it with a couple zip ties. I did try to make this video as easy for you to be able to do it at home if you choose to. So I really went with rudimentary stuff, except for when it comes to the chemicals and the nickel plate. So I wanted to get as much surface area on here as possible. So I took the 2 nickel plates, I folded one over the other, and then I wrapped one around itself several times. And that's going to give us more surface area at the end. Now I'm going to wrap this up in a face wipe, and I'm going to also secure this with a zip tie as well. So this first chemical I have is called Wood's Nickel Strike. I'll leave a link below as to where I got it. It is just a nickel plating solution that already has some nickel suspended in the fluid. In this scenario, we're going to be plating onto copper. Obviously, I've already cleaned it up with the rubbing alcohol, and I even gave it a little bit of a polish with a wire brush. So now we dip it in the solution, and basically when we go to rub this around on it, it's going to transfer the nickel over to the copper and give it a nice nickel plating. And we'll need this for the gold to attach to. Now that the copper penny is all plated with nickel, we rinse it off. And now we're going to use the stainless steel butter knife and the gold plating solution. And it's pretty as simple as just rubbing it around nice and consistently and getting any areas that seem to be too light for our liking. I just love the irony here of making a gold plated penny. That's the only reason why I did this one. So with a fresh washing pad on a butter knife, I'm going to take and start working on some stainless steel. Now with stainless steel, you have to use the stainless steel cleaning solution first, and this basically preps the surface so that way it can actually contact the steel. As you can probably see here, I tried having the kids take and do a little painting on it. I was kind of hoping it would stick on there, but that didn't work out. So when it started coming off, I just continued to make sure that I was prepping the area just to gold plate the whole thing. It's really critical when you're prepping stainless steel to rinse it off every now and then and make sure the water doesn't bead off of it. If it beads off of it like your freshly waxed car, then it's not ready yet. Goes without saying that now the gold plating process is going to be the same. You don't need to switch out gauze for this. In fact, I don't recommend it, as you're just going to be wasting some of your gold plating solution when you do so. In fact, I did all of these on the same day, so that way I wouldn't have to worry about throwing out any solution that would potentially have some gold still suspended in it. Here you can see the difference between the bullet that I've gold plated and the one that's still just stainless steel. So now I wanted to see if I could do some chrome into gold, and I thought what better than to sneak the emblem off the wife's car and hopefully she doesn't notice. Now I'm going to show you here on why it's important to make sure you have the right connection for positive and negative. Here I started doing it wrong, and as you can probably see, it got really messed up looking. It turned blackish and it just really did not turn out. So I basically ruined this emblem. Now granted, it could be polished out and stuff, but I needed to get this project done, so I did what any good husband would do and told the wife nothing, and I took the back emblem off and tried again. So with the polarity correct, I was able to strip off the chrome, which exposes a nickel underneath. And then we're going to proceed with the steps of applying a nickel finish to it. And now we're going to gold plate it. And hopefully this one makes her happy enough not to remember the front one's missing. Alright, so here's how the final product turned out. I think it turned out pretty good. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please show your appreciation in any way you can, and we'll see you next time.